Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan battle video, and today we are taking on the new collection of epic battles. So this is like the Android Cell Saga version, so here we're going against the super class units, and we are trying to complete some missions here. So this is going to be my target Goku run. There's a lot of decent units you could run for target Goku, but it turns out a lot of these cooler units fit into that, so we're going to run a really busted cooler team, and this team's going to take it out pretty dang easy. So I am commentating over pre-recording here. I had to get the support memory, and I just turned on my animations, because for the most part I kept my animations off for a really long time just because I've always been doing YouTube videos and I'm like link leveling and I don't want them on. But I'm like, let's just have them on once per day or whatever. It's kind of been fun to watch the animations again. So yeah, we'll try to get those animations in the videos here and there. But yeah, with physical Carnival Cooler there, I mean, he's going to be looking really good in slot 1. He's going to get hit, he's going to build up, he's going to do all that good stuff. And it does give me another opportunity to use the EZA for Int Metal Cooler Army. It's a unit I haven't used very much because he had the issue where he EZA'd really late on Global, and it was kind of after the hype of the Worldwide celebration. You know, I had kind of, I guess I would say, moved on from the Cooler team, even though the Cooler team's still really busted. I've just been having so much fun with like the Gammas, Orange Piccolo, like the newer busted units like that. That's really what I've been running a lot lately. Now, that being said, this Cooler team is still probably like the best Extreme team in the game. But yeah, I just haven't used EZA Metal Cooler a lot, so it's nice to kind of break them out because he is a good support unit that you can actually run and is a viable unit. So this team here made it very easy. I even ran like one of the free-to-play Metal Coolers just as a floating support. So I figured, yeah, why not? There's obviously a better units I could have run. But I like the idea of having support, and I feel like the on-rotation coolers are just going to be so dominant. So really what I'm running here is I've got 2 of the LR STR coolers, and then I've got the Dokkan Fest EZA STR cooler, and then we've got the LR Carnival Metal Cooler. So that's pretty much my main on-rotation units. And then everything else is kind of just like floating supports. And they make quick work of this fight. It's pretty easy here. Now, I'm someone that's always been a big fan of the collection of epic battles. I feel like it's unfortunate it's taken so long for them to update it, but at the same time, now that they have updated, I'm very glad. It tells me they haven't actually forgotten about it. It's just something that they might only update like once a year or once every 2 years or something. Because the last time they did this was during the worldwide celebration with Goku and Frieza, right? So like it's been over a year since they've updated it. And now they finally updated it. I thought it was going to be something they updated more regularly. But the reason why I like Collection of Epic Battles, it's kind of like a combination. It's like a fusion of Super Battle Road and like a Legendary Goku event. Because you have a bunch of smaller stages that you have to go and beat that you don't really get a lot of opportunity to stack up. They're very quick, small stages. Sometimes you can seal and stun. Not always, but sometimes you can. So you get to do a little bit of debuffing like Super Battle Road. So it's kind of like that combination where you have to have units that are good in like short content, but then having units that are good for long content is good, because the very last phase is kind of like a mini Legendary Goku event where it's many phases, the boss is very tanky, takes a long time. So I really like it because you do get to like take advantage of stacking units, but you also can't just build your whole team around stacking because you got to get through these short phases. Even though these short phases are easier, you know, the second to last one can get pretty tough, right? The other thing I think that's cool about this is you can see that middle path I'm on, you actually get 2 choices. So you can actually choose one of the fights, and then based on the typing of your team, you can maybe choose the fight that's a little bit better for you. On the super class side, like I didn't really notice a huge difference. I did 2 runs, you know, getting different missions. I'll have another video for the other missions coming up, because the other mission was to do Android Cell Saga, and then there was one for androids. Well, that was really easy to combine, so I did both of those missions in one run, and I did Target Goku as a separate run. And then I'm still working on getting the Stage 4 done. Stage 4 to me is like way harder than Stage 3. Stage 4 seems very difficult to me, a lot because like the category missions I think are a lot tougher on that one. I think Mastered Evolution and Entrusted Will are pretty tricky categories, so I'm still working on those. And that cell on that side is pretty nasty at the end, right? So, what I like though is that like in this fight here, like I said, you get that middle phase where you get to kind of choose the fight. So the point I wanted to make was on the extreme side, the cell side, One of the sides has, who was it? It's a Dr. Zero 19, and they absorb Ki Blast attacks. So I recommend you guys do not choose that side unless you've got a team that's prepped for it. I made the mistake of going in there, and I had a team where like it was almost all Ki Blast attacks, and even a unit like AGL LR Gohan, who his 18 Ki is a physical attack, which is fine, but he has built-in additionals, and his additional is a Ki Blast attack. So I literally got into a fight where I like couldn't win because I would either be forced to do supers with characters I didn't want to, or characters with proc additionals that had Ki Blast. I just didn't have the right team set up for it, so I did the other side, which I think is like a 17 and 18. So I definitely recommend taking the left path when you're doing Cell, unless you have a team that's built that isn't doing a ton of Ki Blast attacks. So just keep that in mind. But I like that we had the choice, right? We weren't forced into that Zero 19 fight. You are allowed to skip that one if you want to. So I do like the idea, once again, you've got short fights. You get a little bit of a choice there in the middle. Give some variety to the fights, and then you get to go into the final fight, right? Now, I think a couple of things here with the Gohan. So there's going to be a Gohan at the end. So what it is this Gohan's like a preliminary fight, where this I think has like 2 phases or something. And then we go into the final fight of Gohan, which has like 4 or 5 phases. It's really long. We could call it like a legendary Gohan event, right? And it's probably just because the teams that I was able to do for these categories were just so much better that the Gohan just didn't seem that hard at all, or that bad, right? He definitely hits hard, because you're going to see the other run I'm going to post where I'm using like the Cell team. I actually get like a double int Cell, like back-to-back transformation. So that means in back-to-back turns, Gohan put me below 40%. And actually, we came within like inches of dying in that video a couple times, but then we got 2 Cell transformations, and then we just blew them up after that. Which was really, really nice. But I feel like the Cell side is just so much harder because the Cell locks you, which is really annoying. The Cell can actually dodge, the Cell can stun you, and the Cell heals, and he doesn't just heal, he heals a lot. He heals by like 3 million a turn. So if your team cannot put up enough damage, you like literally will be in an infinite fight where you just can't win. So I did one of my runs, I was trying to do a Mastered Evolution run, right? And I was trying to be kind of cheeky and do like a full extreme team, because when you think of Mastered Evolution, you think of Saiyans. You don't really think of extreme units, but all the golden Friezas are on Mastered Evolution, so I actually tried doing like a Wicked Bloodline team, and the team actually did really well all the way up until the end, but then it just doesn't have enough damage to keep up with that Cell. And there were like a couple of tech units I ran, and one of my tech units just got one shot, because that final phase of Cell is in. So it was like a 33-minute long video, and I still hadn't even killed him yet. And I'm like, yeah, I probably should just give up on this team. I think I could get it done. It's just hard because, you know, when you're limited to Mastered Evolution, you can't run like STR Cooler and stuff, right? The way I was kind of cheesing that attempt was, so it was like a full like Frieza team, but they were pretty much all golden Friezas, right? And the way I was kind of cheesing it is, you know, the mission is to have 6 Mastered Evolution, and it doesn't include the friend unit. So basically what they're saying is your 6 units have to be that, but the friend unit can be anything. So for the friend unit, I had physical Carnival Cooler. And the reason why he worked is, even though he's not Mastered Evolution, he doesn't have to be, but the thing is when you're looking at like a Mastered Evolution Frieza team, like finding the leader was tricky. I had to run the Int EZA Golden Angel Frieza, who's like one of the worst EZAs of last year. But he is a full 170 Resurrected Warriors lead. So I ran like a full Resurrected Warriors team. I really wanted to win because I thought that would be a really cool video to have on my channel, because I'm sure most people wouldn't think of a Frieza squad for that Mastered Evolution run. Once again, I do think it's doable, but I'm not going to do... Like, if it's going to take me 30 plus minutes per attempt, I'm not going to keep trying. So, I'll probably just jump in with, like, a super class team on that, right? But anyways, we're just kind of cruising through this Gohan fight here. So, we are on the final phase here, or the final set of fights here against Gohan. I think... I wasn't paying attention if this was the second to last, but yeah. Dude, Metal Cooler, I cannot tell you how many times I get this counter with this guy. I get this counter, like, all the time. Or not a counter, a nullification, right? In that attempt I was just talking about that was like 33 minutes long, like I think Metal Cooler did like 3 or 4 of those, like nullifications. It is so good. Like, I love Carnival LR Cooler. So the fact that like doing this fight just reminded me how much I love this Cooler team. I think I do need to break it out more and like use that int EZA Metal Cooler Army more, because they're a lot of fun. So I might just need to do some fun runs with them just to get back into cooler mode, because they are like so good. This cooler team is awesome. Absolutely love him. And I love that STR Dokkan Fest, the transforming cooler. I love him too. He's so good. Still one of the best EZA TURs in the game. I decided to go ahead and transform him here, because I'm like, at this point, I feel like my defense is stacked enough, and I just want to go in here and, like, guaranteed crit, guaranteed additional this Gohan, like, out of here, right? So I decide, like, why not? Let's go crazy here and just, like, crush this Gohan. Now, I think the Gohan still has another phase after this, but I'm like, that's okay. Like, we'll just let Cooler go crazy. And the other reason I did is because I knew we were a type disadvantage. So, yes, I'm sacrificing... I mean, we get a defense bump there, right? But I'm sacrificing the ability to stack. But I'm like, I need the guaranteed crits right here, because I know this guy with the guaranteed crit, guaranteed additional will just take out Gohan. So all I had to do was just hope that that very first attack wasn't a super, and it wasn't, so now we're good to go. Gohan's out of here. Didn't even need my guaranteed additional there. All right, so this is the final phase of Gohan. And yeah, this Gohan just didn't seem nearly as annoying, right? Like, he's not debuffing me, he's not doing anything crazy. He's just attacking a lot, and then obviously these coolers can just go crazy. And do all their stuff. We got the nice cooler animation here. And then this should do some decent damage if it crits, right? That's the thing. Didn't crit, but we did nullify an attack. Still did a lot of damage, though. And actually, yeah, we weren't type disadvantage, so yeah, that was still good damage. I was thinking this was still AGL Gohan, but yeah, this is the int one. And now Carnival Cooler is just a nice fit for this. Carnival Cooler is really good in Stage 3 and Stage 4 because both of the big bosses, their last phase is int, right? Because it's int LR Cell, and then they use the old int LR Gohan here as the last phase. So, yeah, physical units are really good for both Stage 3 and Stage 4. And neither of them have, like... I'm trying to think. I mean, there isn't, like, a lot of strong counters. Like, you can just run physical and you're pretty much fine, right? There weren't, like, any STR phases that were like, oh my god, they're hitting me so hard. So, yeah, I think if you can just pretty much build physical teams for Stage 3 and 4, or get as many physical units as possible, I think you're going to have an easier time of it. Just because, like, int is, like, the final phase. And there you go. Just absolutely blew that up. Very quick and easy. Once again, this cooler team's really, really busted. So anyways, that's my target Goku run. Let me know how you're liking the collection of epic battles. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.